Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back, the NAHU crew. Mike Prebozy, Rod Adams Jr. coming at you live from our houses because we can. Sorry about that. I know I just blasted everybody's ears off, but that's all right. We're going for it now. We want to talk
You
about
haven't been
Derby
here in a while.
weekend. Yeah, we want to talk about Derby weekend a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Some harness racing on Derby weekend. How about that? What do you think,
more
Mike?
eyes watching than any other weekend.
That would be
Best
correct
weekend of the
because
year.
yeah, we've got a lot more eyes on us this weekend, so we definitely want to put some money into these pools, and we got a couple guaranteed pools that we're going to talk about for the weekend. Probably not tracks that you're thinking we're going to be talking about, but we are. Rosecroft has a pick five carryover just under $7,000. That goes tomorrow. They do have a different post time, I believe, tomorrow, but they are
I think
racing
they're starting
Saturday.
at 7:15.
Okay, normal post
According
time.
to
So race
Yep.
7 is the pick 5 there. 50 cent minimum. Got that big guarantee or that big carryover there. And Pompano for Sunday night has a big carryover in their pick 5 as well.
Yeah, closing night they have 26,000 to start. It's guaranteed at 100.
And
So
going to be, I believe, is it mandatory or no?
mandatory because it's closing night.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got a
So
couple of
all the
big
pools
big pools
mandatory.
there to talk about, and we're going to give you hopefully some helpful tips here to get you started on the right track and on your way to making money. So let's start at Rosecroft, race number 7, 50 cent pick 5, just under 7,000 in that carryover. Starts with a non-winners at $1,250 last 4 starts. Field of 9, and I found the race to be very easy from my standpoint. Mike, are you seeing it the same?
I don't know if it's easy. I don't know. I mean, this is the bottoms and it's difficult. There's not exactly a lot of big form in the race. I use three horses. I'm going to start with the four Gymtastic, who is, has the best last race. Starts in a decent post. Raced okay last time, was 18-1, and 0 for 11 this year, but finished okay. Kicked 29-4 in a 56 mile, and ended up third there after being parked for a little while. I think finished okay. Gets another decent post and should be tough. I'm gonna use two others though. The 7 Alley's Cruiser. This horse has won 13 lifetime starts and over 200,000. Another one that raced okay last time, got the front and got tired late, 31-2 coming home. Usually finishes a little better than that. I would expect to be up close early. And then the 8, Sagebrush Sharp, comes in from Buffalo. So here's a stranger dropping into the bottom, comes off that half mile track into a 5/8, has shown speed in the past. And, it's interesting here only if because it's a stranger. Porter's been driving very well and been winning. I think needs used 4-7-8 to start for me.
I'm singling here, and I'm singling the Ford Gymtastic. He's got 11 wins in 97 starts. He's averaging over $1,000 a start. Last week came first over, raced very well in that spot on the off track. I think there's going to be a fast track tomorrow night, and this just looks like a winnable spot. You get Austin Hanners to drive now, and he's probably going to be the favorite. Those two outside horses, they just have the outside. I don't really care for Allie's Cruiser right now. I mean, he's not really racing at even close to his top form. He's getting a little bit better, but he's not finishing miles, and that's my biggest thing with him. But I'm going to single the Ford Gymtastic to start the sequence. Moving on to race number 8, leg number 2 of this pick 5 sequence. Now there's a 4,000 last 4 starts or 30,000 in 2020, 2021 on the pace. Another full field of 9 here, and I'll start this one off since I was short and sweet in the front leg. I'm going to go 3 deep, starting with the 1 Costello. Jared Moyer stays on the drive here. He has shown speed in the past. Now, don't let his last 3 or 4 lines fool you. This horse can get off the car. You look at that bottom line that he won with Russ Foster driving, got away in the 2 hole to a 27 flat first quarter. And this is really outside of last week, the easiest level he's seen all season long. So I really expect him to put in a good effort. He's going to take some money. The four, the wayfaring man, Trey Porter stays on a drive last week. Had no prayer from that spot. Does jump back up in class a little bit, but was just too far out of it. He's got plenty of speed and he's faster than just about everything in here. So I think you got to use him, and he seems to be in the right form right now. And coming off that easy start last time, I'm definitely playing him. And the five, Tom's Twilight, very sharp qualifier. That was a very underrated qualifier. Russ Foster drives. Comes off a 4 month layoff. That's really the only concern with this one, but I think he's going to tuck back early and he should be able to work out a nice trip following the four horse. So if he can get close enough and have enough pop late, he's definitely going to be right there. But maybe overbet a little bit. But that's what I'm using 1, 4, and 5.
Surprised you don't like the two. That's my top pick, All Gold. This horse was racing very well. 1, 2, and 3 back, one for hours of 25, then hours of 6,000 when 1 to 2 in that spot. Then had to step up to the Open. Really no chance in that race. And then, was outside a long way and just dropped anchor on April the 5th. You get an inside spot now. Robert Sticks. I think this is a far easier spot than this horse has been facing. So we use that one. And then the 8, Forward by the Beach, another one you didn't use, had almost won 3 straight there climbing the ladder. Just got beat a nose to Mad American, who's a very, very nice horse. Would fit very well in this race. I don't trust the 5, just, the fact that he was 0 for 11 last year. He could win. I mean, there's no question about it, and it probably will take money in the race. But I'll end up 2-8. You could use the 5 defensively, but 2-8 for me.
One of us may be out. One of us or both of us will be out after that second leg. Moving on to the third leg. Now there's a 1250 last 4 starts, or 500 per start last year, this year. And this also starts at pick 4 on the pace. Field of 9 again. Start us off, Mike.
Tough race, 4 deep for me. The 3, Brookdale Sunny. This horse dropped last time and was bet to less than 4 to 1 versus these types. You get another inside post here. I'll get Austin Hanners driving. I think is a must use at a price. The 5, JK on a roll. This horse finished okay last time. Over 12 this year, but did win 3 times last year when dropping that numbers of 20 or 12-5 last 4 starts. I just like the way the horse finished there, and I think given this post and this driver is, a definite use in the race. The 7, Concert Artist. Another one had a rough trip last time. Prior to that, on April 18th, raced well at the level, just missed one under 5 to 1, and was bet 3 starts ago versus these. I think just needs things to work out for him. Then the 8, Bobby's Power Play, another one that, drops in. One shipped over to Harrington and was bet over there from an inside post and really didn't do well. Gets back to Rosecroft, where the horse did win at this level on April the 5th. So I was 3, 5, 7, 8 here.
I agree with you. It's an extremely tough race here. I took all of them except 2 horses, the 4 and the 6. I could even make a case for the 4 if you want to use them, if you can afford to use them. Cost purposes, I'm not using him. So I had no opinion in this race. It's a very, very competitive field and a great way to start the pick 4 sequence, that's for sure. So throw a dart in there. Hope you get lucky. Moving on, race number 10. Now there's a 4,000 last 4. Higher money earners draw outside. Another full field here. And for me, I'm sticking inside. The 1, Never Fear Lloyd, is here. His second time Lasix, dropping in class after facing some pretty tough foes in that Maryland Cider Stake. And, third start back off the layoff. I expect a big effort here, especially since the horse is 14 out of 25 in the win column. Made $150,000. This is a horse that must be used, and second time Lasix only adds to me wanting to use him. The 2, Ardine Sports Star. 2 nice races in a row there. He is kind of a trip horse, but you get Trey Porter, who, like Mike said, has been driving really well lately. He had, 3 winners the other night, I think? 3 or 4. He makes a ton of sense here. Has to be played, and he's going to be able to work out a nice trip. Just has to stay close enough and get a little bit lucky. And then the 3, Rusty's Houdini, who was a good second last time with Pat Barry driving, drops down from now winners of 6,000 and hasn't faced this level since March 28th, where he won and won pretty convincingly, coming first over and just dusting their doors. So I really think those 3 horses control the race, and it's going to be one of those 3 at the wire. I think 1, 2, 3.
I'm just gonna go ahead and single the one here. I'm gonna spread out in the last race, but like you said, this horse has plenty of back class. Second Lasix raced really well last time, kicked 27-2, and Amada went in 51-2. I don't think they'll go that fast in here. I would expect that this horse, who definitely likes to win, is supposed to win this spot, and we'll likely be sub even money in the race, but you got to take a stand somewhere. I think this is a good place to do it. So the one for me in race number 10.
Which takes us to the final leg of this pick 5 sequence. It's the non-winners of 5 or 35,000 a lifetime. Non-winners of 3 draw inside, and I think that's a little bit of an advantage here for the 1 Chesko drawn inside, because he's got early speed, and he is the only horse showing early speed in here. He's going to get away very easy on the lead, and I think he could probably get a 58 and change first half, and that's going to make him really tough here. But the only problem is he's 2 for 38, so I think you got to use somebody else with him. And the other one I'm going to use is the 8, My Name is Harry. Jared Moyer jumps in the bike now. Horse has been in really good form all season long. 7 out of 12 in the money, and is probably the fastest horse in the entire field. The only problem is, can he get close enough? And that's where I'm iffy. He's got to try to fire out of there. He doesn't have a ton of gate speed, but he can get out of there enough to get close. And between those 2, I don't think I'll get beat. If you use the 4, good luck to you. I'm not, but I'm going 1/8 there to close it.
Yeah, no 4 for me, but no 1 either. I just can't really trust that one. I'm going to use the outside 5 horses. The 5 Bluebird Goldwyn ships in from Philly, goes into the Brittany Bounds barn. That's a reason to use. The horse really is 4 for 84 lifetime, but does have a win at Rosecroft, and a couple years ago. But this is the kind of horse that's a stranger that can get a piece versus these. The 6 I'm No Pansy's racing very well. Is 1, 2 out of 3. Usually comes flying from off the pace, but the horse was 2 for 60. Now is 4 for 62. So hard to really not use that one the way that one's going. The 7 Odds on Daytona drops out of straight 10 claimers from Philly, which is definitely tougher than these. You said about the 8, My Name is Harry. Scratch sick, but prior to that was racing well at the level. And then the 9, Honest Lair, another one that's racing well. 1, 2 back here as the favorite at the bottom. Then was 3rd last time, beaten less than a length at this level. So all those, I think, have a chance. If I can get alive to these, I'd have a good chance, I think, to cash the ticket. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And to recap, Mike, give us your full ticket.
Okay, so it's 4, 7, 8 with 2, 8 with 3, 5, 7, 8 with 1 with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's $60 for 50 cents.
And my ticket is 4 with 1, 4, 5 with 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 with 1, 2, 3 with 1, 8. It is $63 for 50 cents. Big carryover in there tomorrow. Make sure you're jumping in there. Tomorrow night, Derby
you
night.
Got to get in there.
Yeah. There's just free money sitting there, so jump in. Make those pools good over at Rosecroft tomorrow. By the way, they're opening up to fans tomorrow for simulcasting at Rosecroft. First time since the shutdown for COVID, so that's a good sign over there in Maryland as well.
They've been handling really well too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're getting 300,000. They have full fields every race. It's worth watching. It's a good. I think it's a good product. They race there. You get prices. Obviously, you're getting carryovers. I mean, it's good. It's a good place to play.
Absolutely. Another good place to play. Pompano has a carryover tomorrow, which is 23,000.
It's Sunday.
Or Sunday.
Sunday.
Sorry.
Yep.
Carryover is 23,759, 100,000 guaranteed pool with a mandatory payout, and they're going to get that 100,000 with that mandatory payout and the guarantee,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that they're pretty much the only track going Sunday night.
Yeah, they've been doing lots of handle, especially this winter. No Wally on Sunday either. He's up at Tioga, so that makes the races a lot more wide open. Uh, it's been a good place to play. I've been playing there pretty much all winter, and I've had some scores there, so it's definitely worth playing. It's definitely and there's 13 races Sunday night to close out, so it's the last pump you get for a while.
And this pick 5 sequence starts in race number 1, so you got all day to think about it up until the first race, which is
Mm-hmm.
7:20. So you know when that race is going to go. Uh, Mike, start us out here. You got a Trackmaster rating of 72.7 or less, optional for blah 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 blah. Field of 9.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the bottom horses at the racetrack here. It doesn't get much lower than this, to be honest. So I was 3 deep to start, and my top pick in the race is the 9 Bionic, who raced first start last time and was a little bumpy getting away, but was very professional whenever he was asked to go. This is a 3-year-old. He kicked 28-1 in there, and that was against onwards of 1 types, but yeah, and it was a slower race. I'm 57-1. I am confident he could have went faster in there. The 9 hole is an issue, but he doesn't have to beat much here, and you really don't know how good or not good he necessarily is. So he's a must use in this first race. I used 2 others. The 5, Halliwell Hanover. This horse, did win last time. Numbers of 1 on April 27th with Hennessy in the bike at a price. This is Corey Kreiser. Now, Chris Shaw is coming down to drive. He usually drives at the Meadows. And, he's been greatly improved throughout this past year and a half at the Meadows. He's definitely getting better. I do think it's interesting that he shows up here for closing night. He hasn't driven here. And, he gets a horse that has sharp form that just won from the 8 hole. I think this horse is a use because he tends to get out early, and I think that's going to be helpful in this race. He'll definitely get the jump on the 9. Another one to use is the 6, Buddha Beach. This horse Wallace picked over the 9 here, so that's another reason why I'm using broken equipment last time. Just toss that race. So prior to that, was competitive in some of these races versus these type of horses. Wallace picked. I'm using that one 5, 6, 9.
I'm actually going the exact same route as you. I don't really see anything else that can win this race. The 5 with Chris Shaw jumping on makes sense. I'm not going to overuse him if I'm playing anything else in the race, but he's a use in the picker. I think he can work out a nice trip here. He's got early speed, tactical speed if he needs to use it, but he's best kind of just taking a little bit of air and letting the horse do what he needs to do, and this is a good spot to do that. The 6, Buddha Beach, like you said, tossed the last one with broken equipment. Prior to that, was facing some decent company and going 56 miles, 55 3 starts ago with Braxton Boyd. Kevin Wallace is, of the drivers that are left there, he's the top driver. So I think you got to use him. And then the 9, coming off that big win last time, he was at the half and over a minute and went that mile in 157-1. He's a well-bred colt too, so expect some pretty good things out of him later this summer. But I'm going the same as you, 5, 6, and 9. Race number 2 is a trot. We're not going through conditions because they
There
have
isn't
weird. Yeah, it's just a trot.
any. There isn't any. This is Gabe just throwing everybody into a pot on Sunday
It's
night
the
on
Isle
closing night.
Mile 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of aisle miles on Sunday night. You'll see.
Yeah,
So
this is trot race 2. Uh, Start us off, Mike.
4 deep here. Another tough race. The 4 TT Conway looks like the favorite. Drops out of numbers of 34, 50. Only 1 win, but has had a couple tough trips. Did win 3 back versus these types. These are pretty much like numbers of 2,000 type of horses. Wallace ends up here. I would expect this horse will be up close early. Use some other ones though. The 6 Invincible. 3 state solid races. Usually comes from off the back. Kelly Paver's horses do pretty well here. A definite use. The 7 I Am What I Am was roughed up on April 27th. outside a very long way, and that was a race that kind of fell apart late. And this horse didn't exactly give it up there. I mean, he hung around to be fourth. Prior to that was pretty good on April 20th. So I used that one also. And then the 8, Shoshideo, who gets a driver switch here. And I thought personally should have won last time, but didn't get out until late. This horse does have a chance. The post and the driver are a little, interesting here, but we'll see. This horse also has a chance. So 4, 6, 7, 8.
I'm not nearly as deep as you are in this race. Just too deep for me. The 4 TT Conway makes a ton of sense here. Is probably going to be the favorite. Has early speed. Is going to be using that early speed. Try to get a 2-hole trip most likely. That seems like his mo. And this is really just a weak field compared to what he's been facing. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
is much easier competition. If you had a horse to single in the sequence, he would probably be the one. But I'm also going to use a 6 Invincible just because his form is extremely good right now. Jimmy Matenis sticks on, and he's going to be able to work out a nice trip. And if he can continue that form that he's had over the last 3 starts, he's really the only other player if the 4 falters. So 4-6 for me in leg number 2. Race number 3 is a pace. Field of 10. The 10 trails. Mike, what do you got?
Just too deep for me here.
Oh,
The one pick six. It's been racing pretty well versus solid horses. Those 10 claimers are tough, and this horse flashes speed against horses like Rome. That's a very fast horse. I think that he'll be definitely up close in this race, and is going to be the one to beat. The 3 Hard Rock Hulk, another one that's racing very well. Those numbers are 2 to 5 life. It's pretty much the same horses every week, but he's right there every week. He gets up close. Wallace ends up here. I think it's these two probably going 1-2 around the racetrack, and a lot of these others are going to be left to try to catch them. I was 1-3.
similar. I'm going a little bit deeper than you, though. The 1 pick 6, I think basically everything you said holds there. JD Wenger drives tomorrow, but he's got early speed. He's going to fire out of there, and he'll be tough again. The 3 Hard Rock Hulk, another one that should be pretty tough. With his form, last 4 starts he's hit the board, so expect similar tomorrow night. And then the 4, he's all about the base. Joe Sanzeri sends him out off a second place finish last time, facing some pretty tough company in those condition ranks. If he can work out a trip here, I think he's got a shot. But he can't go to the lead like he did last time. He went 26-4, and it just, he caved those last 100 yards, and that's really what got him
Border
in that
control
race.
was like 1 to 5 in there though, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a good race. He
yeah,
raced well. I mean, he raced well in that race.
yeah, I mean, he had a little bit of an excuse there. I mean, he went 26-4 off the car, uh, so I don't think he's going to go to the lead tomorrow. He's going to look for a trip, and that's going to be the way he wins this race. In case the 1 and the 3 go a little too hard early on. So 1-3-4 for me in that third leg. Moving on to race number 4, which is pace 4.
Another pace.
Yeah, another pace. this this is an interesting race because you got an open horse, a horse dropping out of the open. You got 2 of them actually dropping out of the opens, 3 of them, I should say. Um, but one is second start off the layoff in the 4 Noah's Mill, which I am going to use. Chris Shaw drives. Had a good first outing, and earlier in the winter, raced in February, was the last time he raced. Paced 51-4 after getting shuffled back. Raced very well in that start, and then took some time off and kind of just went around the track last week. He's got a big shot, and he's a horse that actually does well when he faces easier company. So expect a pretty decent mile at a good price out of him. The 5 Man Seaver, JD Wenger drives, coming off a big win last time and should be able to work out a nice trip. Uh, Beat similar company last time. Some of these are a little bit lower level than others in this race, and he kind of fits right with the top tier. And then the 6 Darling's Dragon dropping out of the open. Don DuPont drives again. And, he's probably the one to beat. I don't like the price. I don't like the value. So I'm using others and hoping that my price plays uh, end up beating this horse. But he's going to be the favorite at post time. 4, 5, 6 for me.
Ton of speed in this race. Horses like Wild Country, Manceiver, Room. These are all horses that really want to go early. And, a horse like Darling's Dragon, the race should fall into his lap. He's been going miles in 51 and change against a lot better horses. Horses like Warren Mon, who is a lot faster than these horses. He's supposed to win this race. I'm going to use Noah's Mill because you're second back. This horse does get a setup. And, the fact that he's drawn well, you're going to get a little bit of a price. His form's a little dirtied up, but I do think that he's the other one with the chance, given the setup in the race. I would expect it's going to be one of those two. I was 4-6.
And the final leg of this pick 5 sequence at Pompano for Sunday night is a filly and mare pace 5. Close it out, Mike.
3 deep to finish here. And the 4 Rock and Roll Rosie is 8-5 in the morning line.
Don't laugh. That's the name of the race.
Because she's been racing versus open ones and getting checks, showing speed in those races. Ingraham has been basically firing everything early, so I would expect that horse is going to race well. We're going to use some other ones too. The 2 Skyway Venus, who drops, gets a much better post and should be firing late coming. I would expect that the 2 back line looks pretty good against these. Needs a setup, obviously, is going to be a price, but it's going to be a use. And then the 7 Wild Night Tina, another one that's raced okay in open races, has 4 wins this year, 3 wins last year, is capable of getting out early or following cover and coming late. 2-4-7 to finish.
Not as deep as you, but I'm going too deep here. The 1 play to the crowd gets the rail off the claim, and this is a horse I'm just not real sure about, but has early speed in a race that lacks it. So expect this horse to be on the lead early. And the only other one that I see going with her is the 4 Rock and Roll Rosie, dropping out of the opens. Very obvious in the race, and it's probably going to be 2-5 in here. So, you could single this horse. I just don't trust because she just hasn't been winning. Got 2 wins in the last 45 starts. So, not really my type of horse, but is going to be a deserving favorite, I think, on the class relief. So 1 and 4 to close it out for me. Mike, give us your ticket.
Okay, so this is Sunday. Starts in race 1. 5, 6, 9 with 4, 6, 7, 8 with 1, 3 with 4, 6 with 2, 4, 7. It's 72 for 50 cents, and definitely worth taking a shot here at this poll.
Absolutely, it is. And my ticket is 5, 6, 9 with 4, 6 with 1, 3, 4 with 4, 5, 6 with 1, 4, 54 $. And by the way, I don't know if we said this or not. This is Pompano on Sunday. There's no
Pompano.
classes.
We said it.
Yeah, no classes.
We said it. So who do you like in the Derby tomorrow then?
I don't really have a horse that I like. I'm going to kind of look for value because, and you and I talked about this a little bit earlier in the week, the value in the race is coming from everywhere because one person is the Mattress King has decided to bet $4 million on the favorite.
Right.
So that's going to drop his price significantly, and he's creating value for everybody else. So you got to look elsewhere if you're going to look at the win pools. So there's a few horses I'm going to take a look at, but right now I don't really have one in particular that I like. Maybe the horse I think is just maybe 2 slots. That's a 13, right? He's got the 13 post.
Who is he? Yeah, well, now with the scratch, he has a 14.
Okay.
The scratch is outside of him actually.
Okay.
So
yeah, the
16 scratch, I think.
Yeah, one of them came up with a fever today, so has been
Yeah.
scratched. But no, I think there's value to be had. What about you?
I like Hot Rod Charlie. I think that, and he's taking money pretty much in every pool. He was the third uh, lowest double, the Oaks Derby double, which you can get some of those off the World Pays. So he's taking money in the win pool. He's taking money in the doubles. I think that I like Pratt getting on. I think that he's been prepped well for this, and he's got connections that have won before. You're going to get probably 7, 8, 9 to 1. I think that that's very, very good in here. And the track was very even today. You could come from off of it. Horses that were good up close raced very well. That was one of the most even racetracks I've seen there in quite a long time. It was really, really good. So I do like Hot Rod Charlie. I think that horses like Rock Your World are a bit all or nothing. I think that he could be good. If he's no good, then he will get nothing. So I think either wins or he won't be second or third. I think he'll be and the favorite I'm not crazy about, to be honest. I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong, but Cox horses seem to be hit or miss this weekend too. So we'll see. I mean, he had some 1 to 5 shots go down in flames today that looked unbeatable. He's not unbeatable. So
Totally agree. We're on the same page. We're looking for value elsewhere outside of the favorite. And that's what you should do playing these pick fives at Rosecroft and Pompano this weekend as well. Look for value. You've already got it with carryover money, so you're eliminating takeout for the most part. Start there. Go to NAHUPicks.com. Check out the analysis, both at Rosecroft and Pompano for Saturday and Sunday, as well as Meadowlands 4 tonight for tomorrow. The Meadows during the week. Hawthorne starts back up next week or a week and a half, whatever it is. Running Aces starts in 2 weeks. We got all kinds of analysis coming to
hopefully
NAHUPicks.com.
Woodbine gets going sooner than later, so I don't lose my mind.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I mean,
Toward the
we
end
need
of
that
May.
back.
End of May, hopefully.
Yeah, and who knows what else we got coming for you. But
All kinds of
every
stuff
day,
coming.
something's always there.
But
So,
till next time, I got to roll. I got stuff to do. Mike, it was
yeah,
fun.
he busy.
We will
Yeah.
see you next time. Bang, bang.
Happy Derby.